Breakups are hard, to say the least. Whether you thought you and your partner splitting ways is unbearable or the breakup has been a long time coming, the withdrawals from splitting ways with someone can have the power to convince us that it might not ever be worth finding love again. Welcome back, Psychos. Today we'll be shining some light on the 7 stages of grieving through a breakup. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, as well as click the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Stage 1. Desperate for answers. The first stage, the desperate search for answers as to why you can't make it work with your partner, can sometimes come long before the actual breakup is in the works. When both partners are seemingly putting in the most amount of effort possible, the question is why you can't pull it together can be extremely daunting. What can I do to make them stay? What can they do to make me stay? Was this ever meant to be? We begin to doubt if the love was ever real in the first place, or we fixate on things that our partner did that would contradict the breakup and convince us that everything's okay. In this initial stage of breaking up, we tend to go between foggy thoughts of understanding, acceptance and denial, by trying to figure out what went wrong and how to fix it. There is still hope in this stage as both partners find comfort in thinking something drastic may change the relationship for the better. Stage 2. Denial. Denial of the breakup usually begins to set in as moves are being made to finalize the decision. Plans to find a different place to stay, boundaries around contacting one another are discussed, and denial begins to take over. This stage sometimes affects one partner more than the other, yet both partners will go through the denial stage at some point. Especially in long-term relationships, we tend to become so comfortable with the other person that we can't imagine a life without them, no matter how horrible the relationship was. When we put so much time and effort into something like a relationship, we place a much higher value on it, making the thought of it being taken away almost unbearable. At the denial stage in a breakup, the grief of pulling the plug is temporary, masked by the unrealistic hope that the relationship can be salvaged, which is when the next stage quickly follows. Stage 3. Bargaining. Once we're in the denial mindset, the inflated hope of salvaging what is left of the relationship can have us filtering through every possibility of fixing things to avoid accepting the reality of the situation. Did your partner complain that you never listened? Well, in this stage you will become the best possible listener a partner could ask for. Yet these improvements are temporary and short-lived. And most times both partners know better. In this stage, you're not only hyper-aware of the things your partner doesn't like about you, but you're fully invested in fixing them. By taking responsibility over why the relationship seemingly isn't working, we create a sense of artificial control in the situation and we lose sight of the reality that both partners are equally contributing to the flow of the partnership, and it's rarely entirely one person's fault. Soon, this artificial bargaining will become exhausting for both parties, which is when the relationship can crash and burn, or slowly trickle into the next stage. Stage 4. Relapse. Maybe the bargaining worked and you've convinced or been convinced by your partner that you should take one more swing at things. This is called relationship relapse. Because the pain of losing your beloved relationship that you've worked so hard for is so unbearable, it's a natural tendency to accept all the flawed behavior, negative emotions and toxicity for the means of comfort that your relationship provides. Couples can cycle through these first 4 cycles for months and even years before any real moves are made. The first week or 2 of a relationship relapse is comparable to a new relationship. It can feel uplifting and optimistic like a fresh start. However, it's unfortunately only a matter of time before the same behavior begins to boil back up, and this time they may be even worse, because now you invested even more time and effort into something that you somewhat knew wasn't going to last. Stage 5. Anger. Although anger may pop up every now and then through arguments during the first 4 stages, the overall feeling of anger towards the breakup is usually put off until real moves have been made. Breaking up, especially after a long-term relationship, plummets you into the unknown, causing you to feel lost, hopeless, and confused about where you're going in life. So, when anger sets in, it's usually after you've let go of some of this surrounding fear. In fact, the anger stage of a breakup can be a healthy and empowering time because you finally begin to realize your worth and really notice the faults of your ex-partner. Depending on the severity and reasoning behind the breakup, you may feel angry at your partner, yourself, or both, but the good news is that it doesn't matter where the anger is projected. Anger is empowering and can lead to big moves and changes, especially after a breakup. Stage 6. Initial acceptance. Initial acceptance is the slow acceptance of the breakup, not because you necessarily want to, but because you know you have to. This stage feels like surrender. You're still a little lost, a little hopeless, and a little angry, but you're still holding up your end of the agreement because you've come to terms with knowing that this is probably the best decision for you both. The initial acceptance can have you going in between mindsets of uncertainty and freedom. You begin thinking of the possibilities of a future without this person, just as you begin seeing, doing, and experiencing things that may remind you of your ex-partner. You also begin seeing, doing, and experiencing things that you subconsciously held yourself back from while in the relationship. Stage 7. Redirected hope. Slowly but surely, the initial acceptance stage will turn into the fully accepted stage, where you begin redirecting your hope elsewhere. You begin noticing how much mental energy, hope, and effort you place on this one aspect of your life. This realization brings about a special type of clarity and ambition to make changes in other areas of your life for the better. Maybe you've always wanted to travel abroad. Maybe you finally realize that you have the extra time and energy to finally start your business. Or maybe you're eager to get out there and start dating again. In this last stage, you'll feel a freedom that you haven't felt in a long time, and that may be overwhelming and uncomfortable in and of itself. Find new hobbies, meet with old friends, reconnect with your family, or focus on your health. Anything that proves you are making real strides, riding solo, and no longer focusing on your past relationship. So Psychos, have you ever been through a bad breakup? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos.